Hello, football fans. SJ here. Listen up. The beautiful game needs some serious girl power, and I'm not talking fancy footwork. Those goals were... I already screwed up. And I'm not talking fancy footwork, though those goals are fire. Think Wrexham AFC Women, tearing up the league with brains, brawn, and skill that'll make Zindane jealous. They're role models, tacticians, scoring machines who wouldn't bat an eye at a Martian missile on ground. Next time a women's game's on, don't just watch, cheer, shout, heckle the ref. When women play, the game levels up. We need their magic, their fire. So support your local team. Football's better with the ladies. Isn't that right, Ran? Yes.
Yeah. You are correct, sir.
SJ, how the heck are you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing all right. Yeah. How are you? How's the weather in Arizona?
It's good. It's been a little bit rainy. You know, we get 3 days of rain each year, and I'm enjoying it. I know that for everybody else, they don't enjoy the rainy weather, but for us, it's rare, so we do enjoy it. We had a women's game earlier today that ended up turning out better than it started, which was awesome. So it's a pretty good conclusion to my day. Obviously, like people that are tuning in, watching this podcast, and then also tuning in to a women's match coverage, they know who you are already. But for anybody that doesn't, who's SJ?
I am a new Wrexham fan that is still trying to figure out what the heck is going on with football. That's me.
Yeah.
Wrexham.
That's me too. I'm Ran, and this is Teach Me How to Wrexham.
Like, how hungover were you that day? Was
No. I very much learned from my mistakes.
Those were great. Oh, there we are. Just had a... Thank you very much, ma'am. There you go. So I've had some donuts delivered from my mum. Thank you very much for that.
I don't get very bullish. I'm not going to do we're going to stop 5-0. Yeah. I don't.
So don't listen. or do, because we could do with the extra views, and I'll tell you why exactly you are horrible little vermin.
Hey, this is Robbo.
I'm Robbo Jr.
And make sure you tune in this week.
It's a good one. Don't miss it.
Woo, that was good music. I really enjoyed that. That was awesome. Well, SJ, we're taking a look at a team and a town that the Wrexham women's team will be playing on this Sunday or upcoming Sunday. What is the name of that team and town? I can't quite think of how to pronounce it.
I'm going to try to say it faster so it doesn't sound so bad. Aberystwyth. There's no Smith.
I like it.
Aberystwyth. I've been practicing my alphabet.
Yeah.
It's not going well.
That's pretty good.
I'm trying to read it, and as I'm reading it, I'm trying to think of the little kid song that I listen to and go like, to pronounce each letter. Like, that's how slow I am at trying to read it out. So
it's a phonetic alphabet, but for Welsh, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love it. I have it at like half speed and then 3/4 speed and full speed connected together. And then I just listen to it in a loop so I can practice enunciation and then the rhythm. It's slow going. It's like your etymology, because it's like big words and I'm still practicing letters.
Dang. Well, yeah. I will hit the pronunciation button because I don't know exactly how to say it either, but I assume it's like you hit it and it's like Aberystwyth. I don't know. I don't know exactly, but somebody out there will explain it to us of how to properly pronounce it. Duolingo hasn't covered anything except for thank you. So Doge. Yeah. So that's it. This town is on the coast. For Wrexham, it looks like a little bit of a drive. For maybe us in the United States, we wouldn't think that was much of a drive at all, but it will be a little bit of traveling for teams going either way. You have a little bit of goodness prepared for a special star named Rosie Hughes. So anybody that's tuning in right now, there's some Rosie Hughes information, some background that is coming up. Just bear with me for a second. The new people that are coming on for the first time, game. What we do is take a look at Wrexham. We take a look at football from a beginner's and a 101 perspective. We are two Americans, if you can't tell by the accents. We have fallen in love with the team and with the teams, both of them, the men's and the women's. And we are just big and passionate and love everything about it. So we're soaking up all that knowledge like a good Welsh sponge. As we get into this, we will cover etymology. We will cover the badge. We will cover some of the city and culture of town. And we always like to cover a player. Today, SJ will be covering Rosie Hughes. And SJ, what do people need to know about Rosie Hughes?
Rosie Hughes is our number 9. She is 28 and Welsh. She's a forward, or striker. And just kind of her playing background, she started playing at age 9. So she's been playing for almost 20 years now. And her first team, COLWYN Bay. Colwyn Bay. The team folded, and then she, at age 12, and I think she was there for a couple of years before it folded. And then at age 12, she joined Kimmel Bay for the under 16s, but she was 12, so she was really good. And then she actually made it. They went to the Welsh Cup final for their age group in 2011 and then won the following year. So they made it to the finals 2011 and then the finals 2012 and then won. So she already, before she was 20, already having great moves, lots of success. She then moved to Llandudno, I think.
I like that.
I've been practicing that when I was there. And it's taken this many months to try to say it.
Start talking like this. Son.
I got that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you got me.
I think that's a different letter when you start to. Yeah. Anyways, so the Llandudno ladies, they were in the Welsh Premier. She was the top scorer for 3 seasons, and they called that the Golden Girl of. So yeah, she was the Golden Girl for 3 seasons, and then she was in Den Brighton from 2018 to 2020. And then 2021, she signed for Wrexham. There's a little bit of contradictory information, but it says grassroots, but I think that is before she came to Wrexham. I think that is more of the team or the governing body of that team. Anyways, for the Den Brighton from 2018 to 2020. So, yeah, she was the Golden Girl for 3 years, top scorer. And then in 2021, she signed for Wrexham. And in 2021, 2 and 3, the seasons combined, she has been the lead goal scorer. So that was the Adran North for both years. And she was player of the season for last year. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, a lot of people know she scored her 100th Wrexham goal in her 46th match. And she's already in 12 matches this season. She's gotten 12 more goals and 6 assists. So, she's doing all right, especially with 12 matches, 12 goals in 12 matches and 12 assists. I mean,
straight baller. Yeah. So that's the little bio I got for her for stats. And then just some fun information. So in Welcome to Wrexham, we saw that she works at the prison, and it's Berwyn, I think. It's the largest prison in Britain, and it has a football pitch in it. Damn.
So, yeah. So on her lunches, it says on their lunches, this article I read outside of Welcome to Wrexham, it says on her lunches, she goes and practices on the prison pitch to I'm that's commitment, right? To not just, I don't know. It's
That's also fun.
Yeah. I was I wonder if she's playing prisoners. Or she's just out there by herself. I don't know.
She's got
Both seem
to.
great.
She's like, look, I'll give you 5 more minutes of rec time if you come out here. And yeah.
Yeah. If you can block this goal, you get 5 more minutes.
Oh, there's no chance. It's just like she can't entice them that way. They're like, nah, I'm not going to stop you. But if you can just come onto the pitch, I'll give you 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
You ain't stopping Rosie.
Yeah. So I just love that she has it's got to be drive, passion, maybe a combination of the two. But that even when she's at work, she's thinking football. So, and she decreased her hours now that she's semi-pro. I guess she had missed a few matches previously because of the her work schedule. So she's decreased her hours, but she still works there.
Okay.
And then, the one thing I skipped, I should have said, she's been called the goal machine, which is pretty obvious, but I like that, goal machine. And then I found this really cool thing that she did. I know that you have mentioned that you ran for a long time, runner, right?
Forrest Gump style, yeah.
So she does marathons and half marathons. Nice. And this is so cool. In 2020, she ran a half marathon barefoot.
Hey.
So, yeah. And it was to raise money. There was a family that had a break-in to their house twice. Once they stole everything. And then the second time they broke in, they trashed the house and destroyed stuff in the house. So she was very sympathetic of the family, what they had gone through. She said she was worried about their psychological and emotional health, and that she wanted to support that. And so she ran 13.1 miles barefoot, and she raised £1,000 for the family to help them. Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. So that's and one other little thing I found, she's the only player I've seen so far that has knockoff merch for her. And I've seen the superhero S.
Oh, yeah.
And it's super Rosie Hughes, and it's got her picture kicking a ball or whatever. So yeah, I was like, oh, that's pretty dope.
I want some of that merch. I saw Emma, Mark Griffith's wife, got him an R9 hoodie.
Oh,
and
nice.
It looks dope. That I want one of those, but the only thing with hoodies is I'm out here in the middle of the desert and you get to wear a hoodie 2 times a year. So I've got way more hoodies than one could ever ask for. But the hoodie definitely looks better. I went to the website. Oh, man, now I forgot what the website is. If I find it, I'll throw it in the description. But I went to the website, and the hoodie looks way better than the shirt, in my opinion. And so I'm like, man, I want the hoodie, but I know I won't be able to wear it out here. I'll have to turn the AC on in my house and only wear it, indoors, which is a weird thing to do. But yeah, that's dope. I didn't know that about her barefoot running. That's dope too. Yeah,
it was so cool. And there's a picture of her with her foot out in the air, barefoot, rink. So I don't know. It's pretty funny. I think it lends to maybe a sense of humor that I get the impression of having a really good sense of humor, and also it's so kind to just be I sympathize with this one family. It's not a generic, which, fundraisers for causes are fabulous. I'm not trying to detract from that, but for her to say this family, I want to help this family. I have so much compassion for these guys. I don't know. I think it's just really cool.
Yeah. Outstanding person. And there is not a lack of integrity and respect that she has for herself and for others. She's just an all-around good person. It's hard. It's not hitting the wide side of a barn with a rock, trying to find somebody on a Wrexham squad that isn't just a good person. I'll say specifically the women's team, won't call out nobody from the men's team, but specifically from the women's team, it's hard not to find just these down-to-earth, good-hearted, good-natured people. And it's if you spend 5 minutes reading about them, watching about them, it's hard not to just fall in love with them and support the team and support the mission and what they're doing. It's a beautiful game.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It was unfortunate that TNS today didn't have, like, they didn't allow other teams to broadcast the match. So you had to buy like a match pass from TNS. But I did see somebody post like, oh, I mean, you know, it is their like property, like intellectual property, right? It's like at their home grounds, and like they should get paid for that. Like, you know, more power to them for taking control of like a finance opportunity. I mean, we want everything for free and easy. And I think we're getting spoiled because, you know, that Wrexham is doing that for the women's team for us. But I do respect that they're like, hey, actually, you know, we want to get paid for our work too.
Right. Well, and you would hope that something like that, where not only let me say this up front. I know a lot of people feel a certain way about their owner, that Harris has created Mick franchise Part 2 with cheese. Shout out to Scott Morton. That he took that team from within Wales, outside of Wales, and changed their name. I would attempt to try to say their old name. What was it, like Clenstanfield, something like that?
Yeah,
so,
I don't even have it written down in front of me. I can't even try. It would just sound trash.
Yes. So he paved Paradise and put in a parking lot. It's basically what he did. But there's a lot of opinions, and a lot of them I agree with. But there's also that aspect, like you're saying, that, you know, put respect where respect is due. And if you aren't putting up a certain amount of value to watch the women's game, then sometimes there's an impression that there isn't value for it. You know, like
you can see that
things are as much as you're willing to pay for it. And so as much as I'll take all the heat for it, as much as there is going to be inevitably a time where the women's games being broadcast will be charged for, there is going to be a cost associated with it. I think you have to welcome that, because it's a reflection of women being paid fairly for the value that they bring, instead of it being free. And of course, unless it's just an out-and-out money grab where it's priced just way too high over what the market is and people are just taking money, then of course, you know, if the going rate is X and people like to tune in, then that's how you show your support. You show your support by, you know, paying for tickets to go watch them. You show your support. Yeah. You show your support. And the game is still growing right now, so there's so many areas where you can do a lot of things for free. And so this is a great time to start supporting women's players, women's football team with your time and effort. And then when we get to that point, hopefully when we get to that point, then you can support them with your dollars too. Anybody that's going to the game is, what is it, £3 or something for a ticket?
Yeah, it's like really cheap.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like, I would do that all day if I was around there. You know, £3, I get to go watch a competitive match and see some rock stars doing rock star stuff. Yeah, I'll do that in a heartbeat. And the time is going to come. I'm trying to mentally prepare whoever may happen to be watching this to the inevitability of being charged to watch the Wrexham women's team. And as long as it's a fair cost, being okay with understanding that the women do need to be compensated, and they do need to be shown respect to the value that they bring and the value that they bring to us with the entertainment and the product that is given to us. And right now we're just kids in a candy shop eating for free. We're like, yes, we get to soak it all up and take it all in. But I'm looking forward to the time when it's just a normal thing. You know, you're paying for the subscription for Wrexham and you get to watch both games with the subscription. Like, that'd be cool. Like, I'll be all on board for that. But we're not there yet. We still got some strides to make. Now,
I actually, I feel like it's kind of like last season, like National League, before they had National League TV or whatever they called it. That it was like free audio commentary. So they like sucked us in with the free audio commentary, right? And then it was like, well, actually, you want to watch it, you can watch it. And it's, you know, it's cheap-ish. And people are like, yeah, gimme. Yeah. And then this year it was like more and had to pay for the audio commentary. And it was, I think that maybe the pushback for the cost of the audio commentary was that it wasn't clear before they sold match passes, like season passes. It wasn't clear whether the audio would be included or not. So I think that was part of the pushback. And people have said it's expensive. And we have a different cost of living ratio. I'm not saying that like people in the States don't have a current and economic system that's a hardship, but I definitely see it as in a bigger proportion in Wales. So I have a lot of respect for that, like cost of living crisis. And then I'm like, paying $5 to go to a match. Sure. That's not, that's affordable for me. But, I can see how people would be disappointed that they have to pay that. Where, they're like, oh, access to being able to watch women's football and be able to bring my family, and then maybe not being able to afford that. Like, that's a total bummer. But I don't know how realistic it is to go into the future and have the women's team subsidized by the men's team, which is effectively what's happening, right? Like, I'm sure they are not playing the players with that £3 a person for, how much the players make. So I don't know. I see it both ways where, it will be disappointing for people, some people to have to pay for it. But also I 100% agree that like we should assign a value that's fair for these players. And, Del Morgan misses matches because she has a job. And then it's like, we lost whatever match. And well, if she was there, would we have lost? You don't know. And well, if you can make enough money supporting the women's team and putting money into the women's team, maybe, she's got a pretty sweet job with Liverpool. But, but there is like a real legitimacy to saying, if we can pay the women's team more, they'll have more time to play. And that'll increase their game and increase their performance. And then more people want to watch and more people want to pay. And we can pay the players more. And, Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like 100%. I'm going to call you out for a second. And it's in a good way. Probably people don't even know about this. But SJ organized sponsoring Rosie Hughes away kit for this season. So currently right now, a group, hashtag AskWrexham, that international group, people from Wrexham, people from USA, around the world, sponsoring Rosie Hughes for the season, and it's a shirt sponsor, and SJ's the one that led the charge, organized that, and saw it through to the end. So thank you, SJ. She's already sponsoring and doing the work already. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. So I was like on the spot. Yeah. No, I just
they like
me. It was one of those things where it's just one more part that I feel, and I again had to ask other people. Like, it's the sponsorships more than I could pay, but I was like, I want to be involved in that. Like, I want to support the team. I can't go. I can go for a small window of time, but I can't go to all the matches for the men's or the women's. And I was like, how cool would it be to like contribute for, I don't know, just one more way to participate in the Wrexham community that I don't have access to go to and participate. So I don't know. You're making me embarrassed.
Hey, you got to take those compliments. You earned them. You got to own them. That's who you are. You did good work. Anybody else that is out there, there are still other female players that are not sponsored for the season. You can reach out to the club. You can sponsor. I still believe there are a few that are available for the home sponsoring, and there's a lot still left over for the away sponsoring. So if you want to go out there, you do have the means, you do have that financial ability to do so. Go ahead and reach out to the club. SJ, what was the email? Because we can throw it in the description too, but what was the email that they contact?
So I recommend having a lot of patience going into the process. It was a long time. The club is very busy and has minimal resources to handle the increased demand in interacting with the public. Yeah. So it is commercial something Wrexham.uk. I don't. We'll put it in.
It'll be in the
it
description. Yeah, it'll be in the description for sure.
Let me look. I can just look at my email real quick. So
it's Ryan Reynolds at ryanreynolds.com. What?
Yeah. It is commercial, spelled out COMMERCIAL at wrexhamafc.co.uk. And so you just email them and say, hey, is the sponsorship still available? And it's listed on the website, so you can check. And you say, is there sponsorship still available for this player, home or away? And I think they're actually doing third kit for the men's players, but I don't think they're doing it for the women's. Yeah. And then at some point, the club will respond and let you know what player is available. And there's a little process to go through that. And so I don't know. It was fun. It was a fun thing to get a group of people together that were all like, oh, we could do this thing. That's cool. So that was part of the fun part of it, was not just like, here's my money, I like this player, but it was like getting a group of people together that were all wanting to and be a part of and invest in a Wrexham, the team of Wrexham, but also it feels like participating in and supporting the town as well.
Yeah. So if you want to sponsor a player or you want to sponsor part of a player, what I'm saying is I'm volunteering SJ to go do the legwork again. Contact SJ, say, this is how many pounds I have available. I'd like to put this towards this one. Can you get together another group of people? You know what? Actually, maybe there is enough people that watch this, maybe, that would want to sponsor a player and get together, and we can sponsor another player. That'd be awesome. But I will
say that I don't really want to commit to organizing that again. It's kind of some legwork. But if anybody wants to do it and they have questions, you can message me on Twitter, SJANEY, Wrexham, and I will give you whatever information I have or I know, or help you through the process of wherever you're at. So you can reach out to me, and I'm more than happy to share the process I went through with you and get you going.
What SJ just said, she'll take care of it all. She'll do all the legwork. She'll make sure all the communication is taken care of. Exactly what she just said. 100%.
Yeah. I do have a question. Directly into the club. It rings on Ryan Reynolds' cell phone. He approves everything personally. Apparently I'm old timey because I'm actually holding a hand set.
Oh, is that what that was? Yeah. Okay. I was like, thought you were threatening somebody.
It's like,
you're like, oh.
It's like, like the old timey handset things where you're like, hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I grew up and phones had cords.
Yeah. When I grew up, there wasn't phones. So.
Oh yeah. String in a can.
Yeah. Well, let's play a game. Imagine somebody showed up and wanted to know
Is it a game of
little
telephone?
bit about a game of telephone. Yeah, that's good. Imagine somebody showed up and wanted to know a little bit about the team that we're about to play.
Yes.
So just to wrap it up, definitely definitely you can sponsor a player. There still are players out there. Go ahead and have at it. But now we'll pivot and we'll look at the team that we are about to face, Aberystwyth. Don't know how to say it.
I think you did great.
Maybe it's close. SJ, I know that you have a little bit of information about them. Can you bless us with some knowledge about this team?
I can try. So I have the Aberystwyth Town breakdown.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are number 5 on the table. They have 12 points out of 33. So that's 10 matches played for them. 3 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses. And then they're, this gotta double check here. And then so their goal difference is -4. And then that is 13 for and 17 against. And then, Wrexham, they just played TNS this morning. So our goal difference is +8, which is 24 for and 16 against. So the breakdown on the numbers for that is per match is 1.3 scored and 1.7 conceded for Aberystwyth Town. And for Wrexham, we score 2.1 goals per match and concede 1.4. So it just kind of, I think, reflects the different places we are on the table. But, there's only 8 teams. So I think that goal difference where on the men's table, you might see like a bigger spread in, the rankings of where a team is on the table. It's a little more compact for the women's team because there's only 8 teams. So we're third and I didn't write down our points. And we have more points because we just got 3 more today,
1 million points.
Could you?
We currently have 22 points, and they have 12.
Yes. Yeah. So that's their kind of table breakdown. Their top scorer has played 14 matches. So they got two players to talk about, 3. So their top scorer has 8 goals, which is in 4 league and 4 cup, 2 assists, which is in a league and a cup. And I'm not going to try to say her first name because I'm going to butcher it, and that always makes me feel bad. So her last name is Mathis. She's 27. And then we've got Namaya Duggan. She's 18. She's played 14 matches. She's got 3 goals, so 2 in the league, 1 in the cup. She's got 7 assists, so she's their top assist player.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so that's 2 league, and then 4 in the cup and 1 in the trophy. But their captain is pretty good too. She's got 5 goals, which would be 3 cup and 2 league, and then 3 assists. So I see a lot of potential there. Their top goal scorer, Mathis, and Amy Jenkins, I forgot to say their captain's name, Amy Jenkins, are both 27, so they're more experienced players. And then Duggan is 18. So I did kind of see a little spread and age range there. So, hopefully that means there's like experienced players passing and sharing some knowledge to the younger ones. For any team. But and then for their keeper, we got Margot Farnes. She's 18. She's played 11 matches. And again, I don't have a breakdown specific of their goals for or against saves. But again, their goals conceded per game is 1.7. So that is a combined goal ratio with your other keeper, which is Sophie Steele. She has played 3 matches. So that is the cups and the trophy. So together, I don't know. They're trying. I think that where they're at on the table, I haven't watched them play, but the numbers seem to stack up to kind of, I don't know, that's kind of a dumb thing to say. Their numbers reflect where they are on the table, of course, because that's how the table is made. But I don't know. When I tried to pick it apart, I just kind of was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. Where sometimes I do a breakdown on a team and I see one player that I'm like, whoa, like, for Blackburn Rovers, I was like, oh, this midfielder is the one that's the top scorer, so, but everything kind of seemed straightforward with these guys. And then for discipline, I had to go through and hand count each card for each match because I couldn't find it all in one spot.
Dang.
I know.
Okay.
And then I did it for Wrexham too, because again, I couldn't find it in one spot and I wanted to do a comparison and not just say like, So they have 17 yellows, but also their manager has 2 yellows, which I think is kind of funny. Yeah. But no reds. They got no reds. And so that is in the 10 matches they've played. Wrexham have just played their 11th. And I think there was only 1 card given for the match today. I didn't write it down. But
no, there was more. Yeah.
Okay. Well, before today's match, we had played 10 matches, same as them. We have 27 yellows for the Wrexham women's team.
Yo.
And a red and a double yellow 2 red. So I don't know if anybody else has any higher of a card count, but their discipline is a little better than ours.
So shots fired, Aberystwyth. You come to Wrexham, F around and find out what's going to happen to you. We take those cards like it's a poker game.
I saw that thing where it's like the ref likes to hand out cards like it's a birthday party.
Hey.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, so that's kind of their basic breakdown. And then a couple, and then kind of related to that, Steve Dale, so kind of talking about, I don't know, discipline and records and stuff. Steve Dale, the women's manager, is about to play his 50th Wrexham match. It'll be this match against them, Aberystwyth. Yeah. So, and then there was an article.
Abracadabra.
Poof, half their cards went away. So this article was on the Adran Premier website, talked to TJ Dickens, talked about how much of an impact Steve Dale had on the team and her personally improving her technicality and physicality on the pitch. So I thought that was a nice, thing to kind of give him props for. And that it sounds like Steve Dale promotes the kind of similar ideology as Parky, in that they only focus on one match at a time. It's like we're not looking at the league table. We're not focused on promotion or as a immediate thought of an end goal all the time. It's like we're doing one match at a time. This is what we're focusing on right now, is our performance here. And that will lead us down the road. But, so I don't know. I like that philosophy of not stressing out where you are on the table. It's like, just keep winning matches. That'll get you there. So, but back to Aberystwyth Club. They have a girls' development that I thought was really cool. They're also engaged with Her Game too. And then they have 3 ways that they involve community support and support girls and women training in football. They have Girl Scout camp for little ones and older girls. Those are 2 categories. They're like for little ones and older girls. I don't know what the age group is. And then they have a girls' development center. I think it's related to the Wrexham Development Center, but again, I don't know who oversees that thing. But that's for under 10s, 12s, 14s, 16s. And then they have this really cool thing for kids age 4 to 11 that are huddle runs. So they just do like weekend fun huddle runs. So I don't know.
I don't know what a huddle run is.
It wasn't super clear, but it seemed like it was not just like going for a jog run, but that it's like they're playing on the pitch. I don't know. It said something about organizing games. I'm assuming that's related to playing matches and not like pin the tail on the donkey or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
So, but I thought it was cool. Yeah. But I thought it was cool. They have like 3 different pathways that they're supporting women and girls playing and coming into playing football in the community, and, in the involvement in Her Game too. And then one person at the club I wanted to highlight that's not a player. Carrie Dunn has a PhD in sports sociology, and she's the volunteer press person that does press for the club. So that's kind of cool. She wrote a book that was like voted one of the best football books recently. It's like 2016, not-ish recently, called The Roar of the Lionesses, which is women's football in England. And then she just wrote a new book, and she dedicated it to the Aberystwyth team. And it's called Woman Up: Pitches, Play, and Periods, the Progress and Potential of Women's Football. So I thought that was pretty good. I mean, she's got a PhD. She knows what she's doing. She got a lot of props for how quality her last book was on the Lionesses. So her bringing that experience in promoting football into their team, I don't know. That seemed pretty cool.
That is cool. Like that's some stuff where we brought in a Colin, the analyst, in this season. And so there's like more people with specialized backgrounds where there's some general oversights of professionals and then there's some specialized skill. And you know that things are getting more serious when people are more specialized within their operation. And that's really cool for them. So I guess I can't completely hate them. Even though I want them to lose this weekend, I still
Losing
I can't
and
completely
hate are two
them.
different things.
Are they?
Yeah.
Shit. I've been going about this the wrong way the whole time. Damn. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to want somebody to not achieve and also have sympathy for them and like them. I don't know. I just, I feel like their community involvement is really admirable. And what I would like to see or expect to see in football teams in general and not just women's teams. So I think that's great that they have that as like their community standard for, developing players. And then having somebody volunteer their time who's like a full-time author and has, professional commitments otherwise, to have somebody that is like values their team enough to volunteer their time and write a book on them and dedicate it to them. I mean, that they got to have something special going on there. Just hopefully it's not the 90 minutes of match time against us. That's our special time.
I'll tell you, for real. And if somehow anything that author has done contributes to us losing, then I'm telling you right now, don't support her. She didn't share any of that profit money with the team. She just used their blood, sweat, and tears and profited off of it. She's a horrible person. But
she wrote the book in their blood.
Yeah. If we win, though, hey, you know what? Support women in football.
Yeah.
Rising tides raises all ships. You know the drill. You know how it goes. Yeah.
Oh man.
What else do we need to know? And
that's the breakdown I have. We kind of went over, and then those are the little bits that I have for to contribute for the club specific stuff at the club. So.
Ooh. Well, you know what? That was some amazing information. I felt like school was in session. I haven't heard the bell ring yet, but that was amazing. Thanks, SJ, for bringing us down that journey, getting us a little bit closer to that town of a name that we both can't pronounce. Aberystwyth. Yeah, it's getting worse as I continue. I do have a little bit of treats, but I'm going to do this in a way because I'm having so much trouble with this name, I'm going to slowly go through it. So I'm going to touch base on the town, then we'll get into a little bit of the etymology and then their badge. First and foremost, their town was formed in 1875, Aberystwyth. It's a bustling seaside town in, I'm going to try to say this name, and it's not going to be pretty. I think it's Ceredigion or Digion, Wales.
Spell it. Spell it.
I'll put it on the screen. It's. I'm going to find out it's not a hard C-K it's the C at the beginning is Sarah or something like that, but it's renowned for its Victorian era promenade, sandy beaches, and the iconic National Library of Wales. This was something.
You should spell it. I think I went there.
Really?
Is it on the coast of Wales?
It is on the coast of Wales.
And
did you go to Carnarvon or did you go to this place, which is Ceredigion?
No, the place I went had 2 L's. I took a picture. They had the name of the town in like on the hillside and like spelled out in rocks or something. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
There's a huge Welsh coastal area, so I'm
they got coastline. Yeah. It's just not one place. So yeah.
And there's only one town on the entire coast. No.
So this stunning location is nestled between the Cambrian Mountains and the Cardigan Bay, offering breathtaking coastal walks and hikes. An interesting thing, and somebody fact check this. Anybody from Aberystwyth that knows this, tell me if this is right. There was a website that said there's thriving water sports with surfing, kayaking, and boat trips to explore the coastline and wildlife. I buy all the rest of that, but the surfing, just let me know if that's even true, so that I can write that website.
Huge waves to surf. You just need enough swell to push the board. It could be active and not, necessarily like astounding.
Okay, I'm if there is fine.
Okay.
When I'm thinking of surfing and there being a surfing culture, Wales doesn't spring to mind. Yeah,
everybody's surfing now.
This is home to the world's longest pier, stretching over 820 meters long into the bay, and it's recognized as the Green Town of Wales due to its commitment to sustainability and green spaces. So pretty cool thing. As far as the Aberystwyth FC Women's team, they play in the Premier League, and they are representing those 2 townships, the Aberystwyth and the Ceredigion, and those are also like men's teams as well as women's teams. They are right outside that bubble of the promotion. So there is a possibility, and not promotion, but moving to the top 4 and the bottom 4 for the remainder of the season. And so there is, by numbers, a possibility that if Wrexham don't pick up any points over the next 3 games and they pick up all the points, that they could be the ones that they get, I can't say promoted, but they get selected and earn their way into playing in that top half for the rest of the season. Definitely the song is not sung. It is not over for them, but hopefully for our side, all we need is 3 more points. Let's get those 3 points and let's move on.
Yeah.
We'll take a little bit look at the etymology, and this is I'm going to get tongue-tied because I'll probably screw these up. So Aberystwyth is broken down. It's obviously a Welsh name, and it's broken down into 2 parts. And Aberyst, from Aber, that means mouth of river or estuary. So something that we might be more familiar with in the U.S. is like a river delta, that fertile, whenever you're growing up, every single one of us had to write some type of paper or project in elementary school about the Nile River Delta and how fertile the Nile River Delta was. And any American that is tuning into this probably can feel the pain of knowing they had to do one of those projects too. So the mouth of a river, that's the first part. And then the width refers to the river Istwyth, which flows from the sea at Aberystwyth. And so you put those 2 together and it is the mouth of the Istwyth. So very, very easy to put those 2 things together. And we've seen ABBA used frequently within Wales and within these matches. And if you look at a lot of the names of the teams that we're playing, I believe Swansea is also the Anglified version of the Welsh town name that starts with ABBA as well. And so you will see, if you look at the Welsh spelling and the Welsh name to the teams that we play, even Shrewsbury has a ABBA at the begin. I believe they have a an they might not, and then everybody hates me for saying that. But
what's
yeah.
Ishwith River? What's Ishwith stand for?
I don't know. Might have been somebody's name. I don't know. No, I don't know. I didn't find what that means. It's just as far as I can tell, the name of that. Yeah. If you're from that area or you're not from that area and you know what that is, yeah, definitely let us know. That wraps up the etymology. Going to move on to the Crest and Badge. So, all right. So let's look at the Crest and Badge. We are looking at a somewhat complex looking, but I'll try to break it down as much as possible. If you look at the main body of it, it's broken into two halves. You have the black sable, which represents the earth and strength, reflecting the historical importance of the castle. You have the green, which is within those vertical stripes, and that represents the surrounding countryside and the sea, showcasing the natural beauty of Aberystwyth. Then the chevron in the middle, it could be gold, could it be green, depending on which ones you're looking at. And that symbolizes prosperity and success, aspirations for the club that the club holds. And then the alternating bands of gold and silver, that's a reference to the arms of the University College of Aberystwyth and pays homage to the town's academic heritage. And the ship, Lymphad, represents Aberystwyth's maritime history and its role as a port town. Oh. And that castle tower depicts the iconic Aberystwyth Castle, a prominent landmark and symbol of the town's resilience. And then the three footballs point to the sport's passion for the game.
Sure.
So, yeah.
I thought that was a set of scales that were like tip scales, but now I see the ship.
Oh, like the...
the judgment scales or weight scales.
Yeah, Lady Justice has her... Yeah. The two-pan scale. Yeah. Okay. So that is a ship. And then, of course, on the top, you have the Red Dragon. Haven't seen those on any other Welsh team at all. This is new, brand new. It is obviously emblem of Wales, signifying the club's Welsh identity and pride. And then the mantling. And
it's this one, not this one, right?
That's a sassy girl right there. She's sassy. The mantling, the green and gold on one side, black and gold on the other, mirroring the colors of the main body and adding a flourish. So it's more decoration than anything. And that is the badge. I'm taking this off of their Wikipedia page here. The badge beautifully blends together Aberystwyth's history, landscape, and footballing spirit. It's a symbol of pride for the club and its supporters, representing their deep connection to their beloved team. Oh. And that is your Crest and Badge. Actually, it's actually pretty cool. I think that they tried to make some 3D elements out of it. It still looks somewhat flat. I don't want to criticize any of their history or anything like that, but I think it would look cool as just like the crest. And then maybe the Aberystwyth town underneath it with the 1884. Oh, you don't like the
ribbons?
The ribbons are like, I think it's a little too ornamental as far as like it adds too much complexity to it, where it might look more visually striking as just solo, in my opinion.
I would say though that it because of how wide the banner is for their name, Aberystwyth Town. It might look like, I don't know, giving the ribbon, it gives it like more of a round-ish shape. Whereas before you have the banner and then kind of a vertical with the shield and the dragon on the top, it kind of gives it more of a roundish presentation to fill in that negative space. I don't mind it.
With all good art, you just have to know when to stop. Like they say, great art is never finished. It's just abandoned, and I think they should have abandoned this. Because the inside, harsh. No, it has so much going on. Like they didn't need to make more going on.
Yeah, it's not as much as which one was it Berrytown that had like the ship on top and then the unicorns, and then there was like another thing, and then like the helmet in the middle, the helm in the middle. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather this than that, where my eyes can't pick out like the detail of it. So I don't know. I have heard that when you're like designing something or making something, and then you should basically like put all of the ideas and the detail in, and then when you think you're done, you take one thing away, and then that's like part of how you can tell that you're done.
Sometimes you could take more than one away, I think.
Well, I'm not saying
I think it's fair to say.
only one. I'm just like, when you think it's done, you're like, I think this is it. And then you take one thing away, and then you're like, oh, okay, maybe that'll.
So like this podcast.
I didn't say I made that up. I just heard it.
When we think this is done, we take one part away, which was recording this episode. And no, I actually think that like the ship, the vertical stripes, the castle, even the footballs, it looks cool. It looks almost military-like, but it looks a little fun. It looks a little cool. And then I think the ornamental gold and silver treatment on the outside, it's a little extra. But no offense to all of you that love your badge from Aberystwyth. Let us know why I'm so terribly wrong and why that is so beautiful. Because this is my fear, is that I've talked so much about this, and somebody's going to go in and say, well, actually, the gold represents when the English came in and took away our X thing, and that was the only thing that we had left to have a sense of pride. And then I'm going to just eat all my words and feel like a complete fool.
You're going to feel horrible. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Tarnishing the honor of the town.
Yeah. So that was Crest and Badge. One key little thing to talk about is if you look at where it's located, it is between Cardigan and Pwllheli, if you're looking on the coastline. And so it's about geographically off of the coastline, about geographically center of Wales. And by car, it's about a 2-hour trip from Wrexham. You go south, you go through Austria, and then you continue. So Shropshire Hills, and then it's in between that on your way there and below Snowdonia.
And then this is how I read the map. There's Wales attached to England, and then there's Wales, and Wales has like a little like sea kind of shape. And it's in the middle of the sea, not the ocean, but the letter of the coastline.
Nobody will be confused. It's in the middle of the sea.
The shape of the country, the coastline shapes like a sea. It's in the middle of the coastline.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. That is a good description. If you're looking at Wales like this,
it's there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why not? All right. Well, we have hit that magical marker of time where we must leave you all for another day.
But I have a thing for you. I have a surprise for you. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I love surprises. Wait, who's the surprise for? For the viewers?
Well, sure, but it's also a surprise for you because you don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what it is.
Let's see. Did that work? Oh, well, it's going to take me a second here. I might have to just WhatsApp it to you.
Okay. We'll use movie magic.
Yeah. Oh, not that one. I had some help.
That's cool. That is cool. I'll share this in here. You'll see it. But here, that's pretty cool.
Right here. Yeah. The Wrexham fan helped me with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because
Doge. All right.
Yeah. I am like kind of AI. I'm AI nervous. I don't know what's going on with it yet. But he creates all these cool GIFs and images and stuff. So I was like, can you help me? And what I tried to do, do you want to show him the one I tried to do too? With the
oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's doing this. Oh, yeah. So I was like, this is the one that it made me. Can you improve this? Anyways, he was like, what about this? And I was like, what about this? And then bam, awesome.
He's cool.
So
he's cool. Shout out to Doge, Mass,
Yeah.
Wrexham. I think he wants to keep his name anonymous, so I'm not going to say his real name.
Yeah.
But shout out to you. You know your name. He's comes with those fire gifts. He's got like the Ninja Turtle fire gifts. Anytime there's anything of any cultural or pop reference, he throws them down. Maybe I'll throw a couple of those gifts inside here. But yeah, he's got the good stuff. And then
Yeah, I sent you. He did an actual gif of it too. It's like blowing fire out.
Let me
Cutie.
see. Yeah. All right.
Isn't that
All
cute?
right.
Oh, I love it.
It almost looks like it's like
He made one, and like the pointer, like the teacher has like the wooden stick ruler, whatever, to point at the chalkboard. He had one, but then the end of it was on fire and like breaking off into fiery pieces.
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we roll. We fight fire with fire because that's what good dragons do. Yeah, that's so awesome. Well, shouts out to you, Doge. Hey, that's awesome, SJ. That's so cool. We'll have to share that, see what people think. In honor of that cool dragon photo or creation. I don't know what you would consider a rendering image. Yeah.
I was trying to make a logo, but it's a little complex to be a logo. But yeah.
After I just shit on how busy the other one was.
Exactly. I was like, it's way busier.
I'm like, less is more. You should be able to identify it from 50 feet away or 1 foot away. Yeah. All right, but yeah, we'll throw that out in honor of that cool rendering, that cool art piece. Go ahead and either throw up a dragon fire, a fire and dragon emoji inside the chat. No, don't throw up. Yeah. Like, that's not healthy for you.
You got the dragon that goes to the side, and then like the little on fire fireball symbol. Like dragon fire.
Oh yeah.
Double
fire.
Double emoji.
Double A bay. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in, spending your time with us. We know that time is precious and it is the one thing that you can give. So everybody that made it this far, thank you for being the final fivers. Like we did last time, I'm going to take one small second to say, oh, no, I don't even have it all, so I'm not going to say it. All right, but shouts out to the final fivers that went in last time. I know that old Callie Morrison, not old, what am I talking about? I don't even know how old these people are. So
do you want to start over for a second and pull it up?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, exactly, because I'm like, oh, shouts out to nobody.
Yeah,
because I'm a fool.
I have your like window of the video of you. I tuck the dragon behind it so it looks like its head. Like it's you, and then the bottom half is the dragon sitting at the desk.
All right, so before we get out of here real quick, big shout out to the slam dunking Gretchen Wood, Kelly Morrison, main Wrexham fan, the main Wrexham fan. Also, we got Early 112 and Adam Cruz. Shout out you final fivers hanging in all the way to the end with us again. And if you're still here with us again, throw that dragon, that fire emoji. Let us know. And thank you so much for spending your hard-earned time that you could be anywhere else in the world and you chose to spend it with us. So thank you so much. We're honored. Much respect. And SJ, what should they do?
Up the town. Oh yeah. Wait, no. No, I think I got it. So we're gonna like and subscribe and watch this video. Yes. And then you can find us on Twitter. Teach me WXM Pod.
Hey, well, like we always say,
up the
town. It will eat your young. We're out.